Hello from our studios in Los Angeles, California. I'm Anya Elite here with an Icon City News update. Now, even though Bernie Sanders is not the presumptive Democratic nominee, many of his democratic socialist ideas are becoming more and more mainstream in response to the COVID-19 crisis. As the entire U.S. economy grinds to a halt, ideas like universal basic income, universal health care, even government-controlled manufacturing are being considered by lawmakers seeking to help an economy in peril. Now, while this might delight some, it petrifies, possibly even infuriates others. A group of conservative lawyers and politicos are looking to the Constitution to challenge various foreclosure and eviction moratoriums placed on banks and landlords to avoid the displacement of millions of newly unemployed Americans. Their argument goes a little bit like this. Even though a temporary suspension of rent or mortgage payments might be constitutional, temporarily canceling them would probably run afoul of the U.S. Constitution's contract clause, which basically prevents the state from breaking private contracts, and the takings clause, which prevents the state from depriving a property owner of all economically beneficial or productive use of the land. Now, many state constitutions contain similar clauses. In fact, a recent BuzzFeed News article tells the story of a management company here in Los Angeles who emailed hundreds of tenants demanding that they pay rent. Saturn Management is currently urging tenants to seek public services intended for things like groceries, medicine, and gasolines to pay the rent. Misleadingly, the management company claims to need the funds for things like mortgages and utilities, for which property owners and banks are receiving similar protections as renters, and I might add, in most cases, much larger amounts of cash assistance. So because in the case of Saturn Management, the tenants were not BCC'd, they were inspired to join a growing number of renters across the country in rent strikes. Now, because of the constitutional arguments I just touched on, there is a risk that many of these actions could end in eviction proceedings. On the flip side, though, veteran rent strike organizers are betting on the current yet historically high numbers of unemployed Americans being a potential sea change. So, we're definitely going to keep a close look on this. For more inclusive urban news, visit iconcitynews.com.